I'm Peggy Lehner. I'm the state senator from the 6th Senate District, which is about 3/5 of Montgomery County. Someone came to me and asked me if I would be interested in carrying this bill. They talked about electronic waste and how much there is around. And my mind immediately went to the closets that I have in my house full of piled up old computers, printers, fax machines, etc. And I think a lot of people do. A lot of people can relate to that. And so when they started talking to me about the fact that there are 24 million tons of computer equipment that have been produced over the years, and 17 million of those are sitting unused somewhere waiting to be disposed of, I really related to it. And so that's the purpose of this piece of legislation. And they're saying, look, we need to figure out a system to get rid of this equipment, to recycle this equipment. It needs to be inexpensive. It needs to be easily used by the consumers and not be a burden on the industry. As to whether or not we are going to require people to recycle their e-waste, this bill actually does do it. It requires a manufacturer who wants to sell a product in Ohio to have a recycling program available. That can take on many forms. It can be as simple as when they sell the piece of equipment, including a label that the user can put on the box and mail the computer back to the company when they're done, or some program more like the one that Dell currently operates, where Goodwill Industries collects all of their used computer equipment, and then they sell them to a recycler who then takes out a lot of recyclable components that exist in computers. I think people don't really realize how many different kinds of metals there are contained within a computer that can be recycled and actually have some value. There are definitely some toxic chemicals contained within a computer that they can't be dumped in our landfills. And that's, what often happens with some of them. People slip them into the bottom of their garbage can and hope that the trash man doesn't notice until it's too late. It's out of your house. It's no longer your problem. Or there are those of us who just don't know what to do with it, so they pile up in closets. So how do I use technology? I can't imagine doing this job without it. And, it's not just in my personal use of technology here, which has become, I live on the computer and my iPad and my phone. It's got one or the other in my hands at all times. But when I just think of how government runs, when I look at education, for example, the huge quantities of data that are really necessary to drive the quality of our schools and try to figure out what the good ones are, the bad ones are, how we change them, if students are learning, if teachers are performing, that just would not be possible without the technology that we have available to us today. People are free to reach me by email at any time at sdo6@senate.state.oh.us and on Facebook. Or I have a website.
Yes.
How about www.peggylehner.com?